Hey, my friend, let's talk. Because something's happening that I think you and I both felt coming, even if we didn't want to believe it. Micah Parsons, the heart and soul of the Dallas Cowboys defense, just sent a message. Not through a press conference, not through an Instagram post, but through something even louder. His absence. That's right. Week 2 of OTAs and no sign of Micah Parsons. And you know what? It's not just about him missing some drills. It's about what that absence represents. Remember when Micah said how important it was for him to be present, to be a leader? He said he wasn't an iPad guy. He needs hands-on reps. He said he wanted to learn the new system. So where is he now? Off traveling. And not with the team. Not in Frisco. Not with his brothers grinding in this crucial off-season stretch. And here's the kicker. Brian Schottenheimer, our offensive coordinator, ran into Micah at the airport. That's not a rumor. That's confirmed. And when a coach has to say he saw his star defender at the airport instead of on the field, something's off. Maybe this was just an innocent trip. Or maybe, just maybe, this is a subtle shot at Jerry and the front office. Is this Micah's way of showing the Cowboys what life looks like without him? Let me ask you this. Do you think Micah's absence is a big deal? Or are people overreacting? Vote in the poll and tell me in the comments. Is this just a minor blip or a warning shot? Because history has a way of repeating itself in Dallas. We've seen stars go down this road before. Zeke Elliott, DeMarcus Lawrence. Guys saying all the right things until suddenly they weren't showing up. And when that happens, it almost never ends well. So before we go any further, let me ask you this. One-on-one. Should the Cowboys be worried about Micah Parsons right now? Let me know below. Coming up next, I'll walk you through how this situation is eerily similar to contract standoffs that went sideways, and what it might. Tell us about what's coming. Stay right here. You're still with me? Good. Because this next part is where things start to feel a little too familiar, and not in a good way. You remember how things went down with Ezekiel Elliott, right? It didn't start with a press release. It started quietly, Zeke skipping OTAs, staying in shape on his own, posting cryptic workout videos. At first we thought, okay, he's just doing his own thing. But then it turned into a holdout. He wanted that new contract. And he made it crystal clear without ever saying a word. Sound familiar? Micah Parsons is walking a very similar path. He hasn't said he's unhappy. He hasn't demanded a new deal publicly. But his absence, that silence, it speaks volumes. And if you've followed this team long enough, you know how this usually ends. Now think about DeMarcus Lawrence. Same playbook. He showed up, played nice, but as the years went on and the franchise tag kept coming, so did the tension. It built slowly, and then, boom. Contract drama, media frenzy, public pressure. Eventually, the Cowboys caved and paid up, but not without a few bruises on both sides. So here we are again, and I gotta ask, are we watching the opening act of another star versus front office standoff? And here's the twist that makes this case different. Micah isn't just a good player. He's a generational talent, the kind of guy you build your entire defense around. If he's not happy, or if he feels disrespected, it's not just about a missing body at OTAs. It's a message to the locker room, to the fans, and most of all, to Jerry Jones. Let's pause here, and I want your take. Do you think Micah is heading down the same road Zeke and D-Law did? Or is he just taking a breather before training camp ramps up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Next, we're going to break down what this could mean for the Cowboys' timeline. Because if a deal is coming, it needs to come soon. All right, let's cut to the chase. If the Cowboys are going to keep Micah Parsons happy, the time to move is now. And I'm not just saying that because he skipped a few OTAs. I'm saying that because the financial landscape is changing fast, and every day they wait could cost millions. Here's the deal. The price of elite pass rushers is skyrocketing. Just look around the league. Nick Bosa reset the market with that monster deal in San Francisco. Then came TJ Watt, And now guys like Max Crosby and Myles Garrett are setting the bar even higher. If you wait too long with Micah, you're not just risking bad vibes, you're risking blowing up the budget. Think about it. Every sack he records in 2025 makes him more expensive. Every All-Pro vote, every Defensive Player of the Year buzz, it all adds up. The Cowboys have a chance to lock him in now before his price tag hits orbit. But instead, crickets. And here's the part that should worry you. The Cowboys have a history of playing the waiting game. Remember how they dragged out Dak? Prescott's deal? That move cost them tens of millions. The longer they waited, the more leverage Dak gained. And in the end, they paid more than they would have if they'd acted early. So why are we seeing the same pattern with Micah? Some fans say, let him play out his rookie deal. But let me flip that. What message does that send to the locker room? That even if you dominate from day one, you still have to wait in line? That doesn't build loyalty. It breeds frustration. Here's a poll for Yuba. Quick gut check. Should the Cowboys pay Micah Parsons this offseason or wait until after the 2025 season? Vote, and let's see where the real fan base stands. Coming up next, we're going to get into the real tension behind the scenes, the front office dynamics, the rumors, and the subtle power plays. Because if Jerry and Steven are playing hardball, they better be ready for the fallout. Now let's peel back the curtain and talk about what's really going on inside the Star in Frisco. Because while Jerry Jones might smile for the cameras, and Steven might hit the radio circuit with his usual "we love our guys" talk, the vibes coming out of the building lately, they're tense. And fans like you and me can feel it. Let's start with the fact that Micah Parsons, once the golden child of this defense, has subtly shifted his tone. He's not out here throwing shade, but skipping OTAs, posting cryptic messages, and keeping quiet on his contract. That's not random. That's calculated. He's making a point without saying it out loud. And behind the scenes, there are whispers. Some insiders have hinted that Stephen Jones is once again playing it safe with the cap. You know the drill. They love to talk about pie and how you can't pay everyone. But here's the thing. Micah isn't just another slice. He is the pie. You build your defense around a player like that. The problem? The Cowboys front office hasn't always handled stars the right way. Think back to how they managed DeMarcus, Lawrence's deal, or how long it took to commit to Dak. Now we're watching history repeat itself with one of the most dominant defenders in football, and it's starting to feel like deja vu. So here's my question to you. Do you trust Jerry and Steven to get this done the right way? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you've got a theory on what's causing the holdup, I want to hear it. Because right now, the Cowboys aren't just negotiating with a superstar, they're negotiating with the heartbeat of their defense. And if they mess this up, it won't just be a contract dispute. It could be the kind of fracture that affects the entire locker room. Next up, we'll talk about what this means for the future of the franchise, how this drama with Micah could change everything for the Cowboys going forward. All right, here's where it all comes together. We've talked about the media buzz, the money, the contract comparisons, and the tension behind the scenes. But now it's time to zoom out and look at the big picture, what this all means for the future of Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. Let's be real. This situation isn't just about one player. It's a defining moment for the front office. Either they show they've learned from past mistakes, or they repeat them. And the way they handle Micah's deal could send a message to every future superstar that comes through this franchise. If they get this right, they lock up a generational player who can anchor their defense for the next decade. They show the locker room that they reward greatness, and they keep one of the most dynamic playmakers in the league happy and motivated. But if they fumble this, if they drag it out, lowball him, or make it a public mess, it could set off a chain reaction. We're talking about damaged trust, player frustration, and potential locker room rifts. And worst-case scenario, you lose Micah down the line, either in performance or in presence. And that's not a risk the Cowboys can afford right now. Because here's the truth. With Dak Prescott's future still uncertain, CeeDee Lamb awaiting his own payday, and the window to win closing fast, this franchise is standing at a crossroads. Prioritize your elite talent now, or watch it walk away later. So let me ask you this, straight up. Do you believe the Cowboys will give Micah Parsons the deal he deserves? Or are we heading for a showdown? Vote in the poll and sound off in the comments, because this decision could shape the next 5 to 10 years of Cowboys football. And hey, if you made it this far, you clearly care about this team just like I do. So make sure you're subscribed, because we're not letting any of this slip by. Every update, every rumor, every move, we've got you covered.